how much are you willing to pay for additional capacity in Plant B? Okay, so I guess Plant B currently can manufacture so much. The question is, if we increase the capacity of Plant B, would we pay more? How much will we pay to increase capacity by 910 units? Is that what it said? Okay, so let's see what's going on. Let's go to Plant B. Let's take a look. So I'm going to go over here. Right now, Plant B capacity is 800. So how much am I willing to pay? So what should we do? Okay, so we know that right now the capacity is 800 for Plant B. It's stuck there, and this is my cost. The question is, if I were to increase the capacity, would the cost go down? Right? That's what we mean by how much I'm willing to pay. Like, you know, in order to increase the capacity, how much Plant B can manufacture, it's going to cost me, right? It's going to cost me something in order for that freaking Plant B would make more. The question is, why would I do that? Because if it can make more, would it actually lower the cost? Currently at 650. Well, what is Plant B's overall cost structure? Let's kind of look at the table. Oh, I see. You got some really low costs cutting across here, man. 80 bucks, you know, all this other stuff, right? So I'm on, you know, if you're cutting across, I'm on a lot of the plants, like, you know, Plant D is terrible, right? It must be located up in the upper, you know, boonies or something. Right? So the cost of shipping is too much. So, but Plant B, in general, its cost structure to different centers is a little lower. So it's possible that if I increase capacity, it might save us, right, in terms of shipping to some of these centers. So the only way to find out is to use solver table, where we're going to kind of vary the, well, one way is to do that. We're going to use solver table, and we're just going to go ahead and vary the capacity. So we're going to just basically say, okay, it's currently 800. What if I change it? What happens to the cost? So, okay, I'm going to kind of, you know, we'll just, what do you want to do? You want to try different numbers, right? So currently say 800. Why don't we increase it to 805? Why don't we increase it? So I'm going to go ahead and increase 800, I don't know, we'll vary by 10 units. How about, we'll leave it, we'll start at 800, we'll go to 810, and see what the cost is. Go to 820, and let's do a few more, okay? And so, okay, I'm going to go ahead now. We know this works. We know that at 800 capacity, how much Plant B can manufacture. This is the cost. If we can increase the capacity by a little bit more, would the cost go down? Okay. So let's go to solver table. Run it. Say yes. It's a one-way because all I'm doing is flipping the capacity. Okay, what's my input cell? The capacity for B. So I'm going to pick the 800, right? And what's my minimum? I'm going to start at 800, right? And really, we'll tell you, but just for, and I'm going to do a lot more than necessary. I'll just do 950, and I'll increment by 10. Okay, so essentially I'm saying, I want you to run solver table a whole crap load of times. The first time, just leave it as it is, so, and I should get exactly that cost. The second time, what happens if I flip the capacity from 800 to 810, I replace it, run solver again, tell me what this is, right? So solver table is just simply running solver a whole bunch of times, but I'm just changing out the information that's sitting in those slots, okay? And so what is it I want to see? Well, I'm going to output cell, I'm going to select a gray area. So I just want to see what happens after I run solver, but it's after I change out all those different numbers there, okay? I'm just going to change out those numbers. So I'm just going to say, okay,